Hey there, today we're going to be fixing a squeaking rubbing brake pedal on a 2013 Tesla Model S. This is an S85 and I have about 98,000 miles on it. And we've noticed, forever now, the brake pedal, when you push on it, it would rub and sound like rubber rubbing on plastic or squeaking. It just kind of like very noisy. And so finally had enough, and today I pulled apart the panels from underneath the steering wheel here to take a look at what could be causing it, and I figured out what it was. So I'll show you how I took the panels off. So the first thing we're going to do is take some plastic trim removal tools and pry off this first piece of trim here. There are several clips that you'll feel underneath. Do one from above here. You'll just feel that. Okay, and then pull this piece off. Okay, we'll set that to the side. And the next step, again, using your trim removal tool, we're going to pry this piece off. It's this entire piece here. Unfortunately, it's necessary to remove this whole panel just to access one screw up here. And that's what's going to allow us to take down the panel from above. And so the same deal, you can feel down in here. And just pry these out. Some of these you may need to come in like this. Okay, just like that, until you can separate the piece out. And then slide it out. Then we'll come up underneath, and I'll show you up here. You'll see all the way over here is one Torx screw, and way over here is the other Torx screw. And so this, and over there that, those two screws come out to allow this whole panel to come down. These are T20 size. First screw is right here. Okay. And then the second one. Okay. Now with those two off, take down this top panel right here. Before we pull it out. Okay, so right here you'll see a clip for the LED footlight, and the best thing you can do is either take a small flat blade screwdriver or even just your thumb and push down on the tab on this side. When you do that, this clip will come right out, just like that. And then you can remove this trim piece like that. As you'll see here, there are two pieces that actually sit like this. So you're looking at them from up underneath the car. If you're doing it, you'd be seeing it this way. And so when I pulled these out, just to show you, you can see that these areas here were already melted or dremeled out, several of them. And the only thing left was one cross-shaped rib here and one cross-shaped rib here to fit these holes for lining it up. Otherwise, this piece was just resting on there, and I think this was also making some noise. So I got some double-sided automotive tape, and I laid this around areas that don't interfere with the existing two rib holes. and tape this so it stays back down on this panel. There, I've taken off the tape, flip this over now, and lay this back in place. Center it right over those pieces that have the ribs and press that down flat so that now we have that piece nice and secure there so it won't rattle around. And now with everything disassembled, we'll take a look up underneath right here. You'll see where the source of the noise was, and we can access that. Okay, so we're looking up underneath now, just to orient you here. There's the brake pedal. I've taken off the panels and I'm scooping up underneath, and you'll see this rubber baffle here, or boot, right here. Okay, and when I push on the brake pedal with my hand, it won't make the noise now, but you'll see that piston go in, right, and out. Okay, so that cylinder right there goes in. It was where the sound was originating. And if you look closely, that rubber boot sits around a lip on the back here and also on the front. So I'm going to take this boot and I'm going to slide it back, and I'll show you what we did. I'll try to do this without shaking the camera too much, but you can take this rubber boot and you can slide it off of the end, just using a pry tool like that, and pull it back. Okay, and when you do that, you expose the rest of the cylinder there. Okay, the rubbing sound was coming from here and from this boot on this plastic cylinder. What I did was I took some regular silicone grease and with my finger rubbed it around this cylinder and on the inside of this boot. And then we pushed the boot back in. I'll show you that now. So to get the boot back in, I just take my thumb and I push the rubber over that lip and rotate it around a few times until all of the boot has sealed back over the top. Okay, just like that. Now there's the seal that was there originally. In the front here, you'll see there are 4 quadrants with cutouts right there. I'll zoom in a little. 4 quadrants with cutouts for these little felt pieces. So you stop the boot, make sure it's lined up right there, and then we'll test by pushing the brake. And no more squeaking. You slide this up and in. Obviously it's only going to go in one way. Attach this wire clip into this harness first and line this up. It'll push in and click. Just like that. And I want to make sure that this cup here for the floor heater comes up and sits around a felt area above it, which is where the ductwork comes down. If you can see way in the back here, see that right there. Okay, so that piece is going to have to go line up this piece right there with that screw hole right there. Okay, and similarly on this side, you're going to have this piece and it's going to line up with the screw in the back behind it, and you can see it straight back there. And you'll know it's in if you push down on the front, push up on the front and try to pull the back down. It won't, because it's held in place by that clip. All right, so when this is up, I feel it on the cup for the air vent. So best to come up from below, line up until you can hit that screw. You'll be able to see it from the front. I won't tighten it all the way down because I want to get it in on both sides. Don't over tighten that, you'll feel it get snug. Once that's snug, now we'll come back and we'll tighten up this one over here. With everything tightened, the panel's back in place. Okay, so you don't have any more movement. Brake is still no squeaking. Okay, now it's going to be time to put the trim panels back on. And we're going to line up all the clips with their appropriate holes and then pop that right back into place. You'll see that you'll be able to follow the angles to match the line of the carpet as you shimmy this into place. And you'll see down here that it'll fit, so you'll know exactly how far forward to have it. And come up in top and look down and make sure that you have your clips and your pins lined up before you start pushing anything in. So you just start working your way across. Okay, and once that's snugly in place, I can take the outer trim piece and do the same thing. Lining it up, everything will snap right into place. All right, so that's the repair to take care of the squeaking behind the brake pedal on a 2013 Tesla Model S 85. Hopefully this will take care of that squeak for a long time to come, and thanks very much for watching.